This call is
All right. Hello, everybody. This is Tyler 444 with Tyler 444 Sports. And in this video, this is going to be my first athlete interview. So, about every week or every other week, I'm going to do interviews with athletes just to get a perspective on how they've been doing during the football season or basketball season, for etc., for high school and college. Because as you know me, I am a high school and college sports fan. So the first athlete I'm going to interview, we are going to Syracuse, New York. We are interviewing Giovanni Barnes from the Central Square High School JV football team. How you doing, Gio?
I'm great. I'm blessed to be here. I'm ready.
That's good. That's good. That's really awesome. Really awesome. A wide receiver freshman on the Central Square High School JV football team. Now, for starters, you do a lot for your football team, and I've heard that you have done amazing so far in high school football. So I wanted to ask for my first question, how do you prepare for football game day, and what is usually your game day routine?
So the night before the game, I make sure I get a good dinner in. I make sure I'm fueled. I'm ready for the game. I drink a lot of water. Make sure I don't cramp up. And the morning before the game, it's a morning game. I don't have a big breakfast. I make sure I get a good breakfast in, so I'm nice and fueled. I'm ready for the game. I still drink a lot of water, so I don't cramp. The whole time I'm listening to music. Preferably I listen to Rod Wave. It gets me locked in. It gets me in a good mental. Make sure I'm ready for the game. I get there a couple hours early. I go down the field. I make sure all my routes are crisp. Make sure I'm on point with all my boys. Go back up. I get ready for the game, and it's game time.
Great. Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. A lot of the times when I go to football games and basketball games, I'm usually the fan. So I prepare a lot for game days, and a lot of times I do max prep reporting, which if you know max preps, you could score football games and basketball games. So I usually eat before the game, eat after the game. I usually prepare myself, getting directions to the place where I need to go. I was actually a month earlier, I was actually at Lake Zurich High School where I max preps reported the game. And I had to do a lot to prepare for that because that was a second round playoff game. And I didn't make a mistake. No mistakes were made. I prepared myself. And preparing yourself beforehand makes it perfect. And that just gives an example. Practice makes perfect. If you want to do really good on a second round playoff game with reporting, you got to know that you got to be perfect. So there you go. That's definitely some great game day routines.
Sure.
And moving on to my next question, you are a wide receiver. So as a wide receiver, they can make big plays and they can help score touchdowns. What was your best game as a wide receiver this year or in previous seasons, and how did you prepare for it?
It's actually a really funny question because the past 2 years, it's been the exact same team. It's been Auburn from Auburn, New York. Last year as an 8th grader, I had 3 touchdowns. I had 2 receiving, and I had a pick 6. So, it's just something about that team that really gets me mentally locked in. Me and my QB, we're like this together. We have great mental towards each other. This year as a freshman, I had 4 catches for 125 yards. I had 2 touchdowns. It's just, like I said, it's something about that team that gets me fired up. It gets me ready. It gets me ready to play. Me and my QB were always on point. We trust each other. I always trust he do what he does, do his job. He always trusts me that I'm going to be open. And that's what we do, That's just one team it really goes deep in my heart. I'm ready to play for that team.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know what? That's a lot of yards. And you know what? You mentioned about a pick 6. Pick 6 is one of the most exciting things in football.
Sure.
You intercept the ball, you take it all the way back to the house. A pick 6 is one of the greatest plays in football because that gets a crowd hyped up.
It does.
That definitely is a huge playmaker. As a wide receiver, your job is to catch the ball, catch the quarterback's pass, and you trust your quarterback, he trusts you, and you guys 100%. Seem like that have a great connection.
We do 100%.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Which also leads into team chemistry and preparing for a game. Yeah, it pays off at the end when you guys win those games and when you guys win those championships and win those bigger games and even upsets too. That always pays off.
Yeah, that's the
So,
best. Upset games are the best.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Upsets are the best. I've witnessed many upsets this year, but on the other hand, I've also witnessed down to the wire games. I've witnessed so many of them, so many down to the wire games, regardless of sport, that have been insane. So, if you had any down to the wire games, and if so, did you win any of them? And what was it like when you won those games?
So once again, that's an amazing question because going into our very last game of the season, we were 6-0. You know, we've been dominating everyone, dominating. I mean, I'm talking huge gaps, huge margins. Besides one game, it was Henniger. You know, we were still in control, but our very last game of the season, it was against Corcoran, out of Syracuse, New York. They were huge. I'm talking like JV team. There were some kids that were upwards of 6'6", 300 pounds. They were strong. They were physical. They were fast. We couldn't find ourselves to tackle them. You know, we were trailing the whole time. We were a bad mentality, and it was 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and we were trailing by 8. We got the ball. We had a good drive. We scored. Got the 2-point. Now we're tied. The ensuing kickoff, our kicker, he placed it perfectly. I hustled down there. I got the onside, and that flipped the switch for us. That was the energy. The energy was insane. Everyone was freaking out. That will put our mental, in the right place. So we got the ball. Our running back Jacob, he's a very big kid. He's really good. He put us on our back. He did it for us. He had a great drive. We got the touchdown. We got the 2-point. Now we're up by 8, and then Corcoran's next drive. Our other running back, Isaiah May, he had an amazing pick. He went right in front of the kid. He snagged it. He got the ball back for us, and now it was like, okay, we can win this game. We have this. Great drive once again, Jacob. He did a great job. We got down. We scored. That's what sealed the game. Clock ran out, and everyone just exploded. We were so happy. We were down, and then we got back. We won. Everyone was so happy that we finally met our goal, which was having an undefeated season.
Undefeated season. It's one of the most coveted things in high school football.
Sure.
And you know how hard it is to execute an onside kick?
It was perfect. Everything went great.
Oh my gosh. Come on. How hard is it to execute an onside kick? Okay,
it's everything.
For people that know football, an onside kick is very, very rare. It's very rare to completely execute. Very rare to completely execute. And you guys did that.
Yes, sir.
You guys did that, which is absolutely insane. I have seen a lot of onside kicks, but I've also seen onside kicks in games where it's been completely unexpected. Like the football team, they have the leader, they're tied, and they execute an onside kick because the defense doesn't see it coming. That's how you win football games.
That's how we did.
Do it when they don't expect it, and good things might happen.
100%.
100%. Now, you are a wide receiver. You had an undefeated season this year. You went 7-0.
Yep.
So, do you plan on being a wide receiver next year, or are you looking to switch to a different position, and why?
So, with this game, I've found my heart with receiver. There's nothing like, being undersized like I am, but also at the same time, be one of the quickest, one of the fastest, and everyone just overlooks you. And just when you can flip a game from one deep pass, like I said, trusting my quarterback to place it perfectly, it flips the game, the energy, or going over the top of someone, for a touchdown, a Hail Mary, this and that. It's just, there's no other feeling like that. So 100%, I found my heart. I'm sticking with it, and those are my reasons why.
There you go. There you go. You're sticking to the same exact position, wide receiver. You plan on? Do you plan on striving to make it to the varsity level?
Yes, sir. That's my goal. I'm gonna work as hard as I can to be starting next year on varsity as a sophomore. Obviously that's my goal. I would love to have a breakout season. Do great for my team. Just do great for Central Square, and obviously the end goal is to play at the collegiate level. But D1 is my main goal. It's just taking steps to there and doing whatever I need to do to reach my goal.
But also another goal for you guys is making playoffs as well, and
Yes, sir.
also making it to the state championship.
Yes,
That
sir.
is another goal. My football team's town, that school is Antioch, and we always dream about one day. Okay, I'm going to be driving myself after Thanksgiving to a state championship down in Bloomington Normal. I envision that. As a
Sure.
fan, I want to one day see my town's team win the state championship. Unfortunately, I haven't got quite there yet, because even though we have a really high record, like for example, 2 years ago, we went 10-0, but because we played easier teams in the second round, we lost 50-7 because we played a really, really good football team. That was the only time we played a really good football team that season. All the other games were wins, but they were blowouts because they were easy teams. But then once you play a hard team, and by the way, it was a private school, that's when, you got to you kind of have to focus, and you kind of have to rebuild, and you kind of have to say, okay, what can we do for next year? How can I improve myself? And even if you have an undefeated season, how can you still improve and strive to be better? How can you make it to varsity? How can you make it past, example, the third round of playoffs? How can you make it to the state finals? It's just things that we all have to think about. If we want a goal, and if we have a dream to achieve that goal, we got to believe in ourselves. We got to do it.
Sure.
That's how I think of it as.
I agree.
And probably for most athletes. Okay. On to my last question. How has team building on and off the football field and relationships impacted you positively as an athlete?
So, having a team that's together as brothers, that's probably one of the most important things you can have. Like, I go back to me and my QB, we're like this. We have great chemistry. We always trust each other, knowing where we're gonna be. He trusts me to get open, like scramble drill. Always gonna be open when he's running around. I'm following him. He always trusts me to be open. I trust him to make the play, do what he does, and just have great chemistry. Like I said, but also off the field, we're all brothers. We're all friends. We're like this. We've been playing since we were little. We've been playing all together. Pop Warner, we have a very talented team. And off the field, we're always at each other's game for other sports, supporting each other, helping each other. Whether it's sports, it's homework, it's other things. We're working together to build that bond, and so I can trust them that they can do their job while I'm doing mine, so I don't have to worry about everyone. And that's how we do it. We're like this.
There you go. Again, having those relationships with your teammates, classmates, that just helps. That just helps tremendously. Forward classmates, maybe your brothers or sisters that are in college, or just anything like that.
Sure.
Having people there to support you makes the 100% difference.
100%.
An absolute 100% difference. It takes a lot to be a football player, and
Sure.
I really appreciate you taking the time to do this interview. You were the first athlete, and you are going to be the first athlete on my channel that is interviewed.
That's great to hear.
So,
I love it.
this is the end of the interview. Thank you a lot.
Yes, sir.
for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you
Yes.
for having me down here.
No problem. And good luck to you guys in the football season and the basketball season and the baseball season. My three big sports are football, basketball, and baseball.
Yes,
Those
sir.
are three main sports for schools. And if the school is good in, say, girls soccer, that could definitely be a good sport too. But again, Gio, thank you for taking the time for this interview. I think this was an amazing interview. So if you would like to see more of this, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications so you can never miss a new video. I might be posting another athlete next week. We'll see, or every other week. So hopefully you guys like it, and make sure to use the comment section if you want to give us some feedback. Gio, again, thank you for your interview. And I am Tyler444 Sports, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, y'all.